Look, we living in an age where everything look polished, but almost nothing feel real anymore. People done got addicted to the image, the highlight reel, the likes, the validation. It's all about how it looks, not what it really is. But see, time always exposes what's under the surface. You can polish the outside all you want, but if the inside ain't solid, that truth gonna leak through eventually. That's the era we in right now, the era where truth starts speaking louder than image. You can't hide your spirit behind filters forever. You can't cover bad energy with designer clothes and clever captions, because energy don't lie. People can feel when something real, and they can feel when something forced. And when that pressure hit, when life start throwing tests your way, that image start to crack. The truth starts showing up in how you move, how you treat people, how you respond when you ain't getting what you want. Everybody want to look powerful. Everybody want to look wise. Everybody want to look happy. But the truth is, most folks scared to be transparent. They scared to be seen without the mask, because that means they got to face who they really are. And that's uncomfortable. But growth don't happen in comfort zones. Growth comes from looking in the mirror when it's ugly, from admitting the parts you try to hide, from being honest about what you really feel instead of what you're trying to project. There's a big difference between looking successful and being fulfilled, between looking confident and actually knowing yourself, between posting about love and living with love. The truth is heavy, but it's the only thing that lasts. Image can get you attention. The truth gets you respect. And once you start moving with respect, everything in your life changes, because the world start aligning with who you are, not who you pretend to be. See, the world used to reward the image. If you looked the part, people believed you were the part. But that game dead now. People's eyes open. They done seen too many fake smiles, too many hollow success stories, too many relationships built on lies. Now the energy different. People want real connection, real talk, real love. They want to feel something again. That's why this shift hitting so hard right now. The truth is rising. It's not just exposing people, it's freeing them. It's taking the weight off folks who've been tired of pretending. Because when you stop performing and start living real, that's when peace show up. That's when purpose finds you. You stop chasing attention and start attracting alignment. And look, when you stand on truth, now everybody won't like it. Some gonna call you arrogant, some gonna call you cold, some gonna fall off because they can't match that honesty. But that's the price of elevation. You gotta let go of who you were to become who you really are. You can't keep people around who only loved your image. You need people who love your truth, even when it's uncomfortable. Ain't nothing wrong with no look good to be seen, to shine, but the shine gotta come from within. That glow gotta be earned, not staged. When your spirit right, you're showing your walk in your words, in your silence. You don't gotta prove nothing, you just move different. And that's when the world start paying attention to your truth, not your image. At the end of the day, everything fake, trends die, attention shifts, but the truth, that's forever. You can't cancel it, you can't bury it, you can't edit it. It's always gonna come to the surface. Sometimes slow, sometimes sudden, but always certain. That's why you gotta build your life, your name, your energy on something that's real. Because when that image breaks, and it will, the truth is the only thing that'll hold you up. So stop running from yourself. Stop hiding behind what look good. Start building what feel good. That's where peace lives. That's where legacy begins. The world don't need more perfect pictures. It needs real stories, real lessons, real people. Because at the end of it all, the image disappears, but the truth stays echoing long after you're gone. Told you it's a powerful thing, man. It's like sunlight. It don't care who you are. It just shines and shows everything for what it is. And once the light hit, you can't go back to the dark. That's the time we living in right now. Everybody getting exposed. Every action, every intention, every move you make is being recorded, remembered, reflected. You can't fake consistency and you can't outrun the truth forever. What you put out there, it comes right back, sometimes in ways you didn't expect. People used to move like secrets would stay buried, like lies could live forever if you said them with enough confidence. But the world too connected now. The energy too loud. You can't fake loyalty when your patterns show otherwise. You can't preach love when your actions scream ego. Everything gets revealed in time. Exposure don't happen overnight. It's a slow build, like layers of truth start peeling back until the real you stand there with nowhere to hide. That's why I always say move with intention, because exposure don't just show who's fake, it shows who's real too. When the pressure hit, when everything fall apart, that's when people see your character. That's when they find out what your soul made of. It's easy to look solid when the money flowing, when the love loud, when the crowd cheering, but exposure hit different when the lights dim. That's when truth stands taller than image. See, exposure ain't punishment, it's revelation. It's life showing you what's out of balance. It's the universe saying, this ain't built on truth. And the ones who built their lives on lies, they break when that light hit. But the ones who build on honesty, they don't flinch. They've been real from the jump, so exposure only amplified their light. That's the difference. Some people fear exposure, others embrace it. The ones that fear it know they've been hiding. The ones that embrace it know they got nothing to hide. We see it everywhere, relationships, business, friendships, folks playing roles, building whole lives on manipulation. But this generation's smarter. They peep the signs early. They see the red flags in behavior, not words. That's exposure too. The mask can't hold up when your actions don't match your talk. That's why so many connections fall apart today. Not because people changed, but because the truth finally caught up. The illusion expired. Exposure is like a test you can't cheat on. It reveals your habits, your motives, your energy, and that's why I respect it, because it keeps the game fair. You can't fake real love, you can't fake good business, you can't fake peace. When you try exposure, gonna pull up like, nah, show me who you really are. It's that mirror life holding up every day, and you either face it or run from it. Some people try to hide from exposure, but that just make it hit harder later. Because the truth don't disappear, it stack up, wait for the right moment to unfold. And when it does, it don't knock, it breaks the door down. That's why you gotta live in alignment. Handle your business clean. Move with integrity when nobody watching. Treat people with respect even when you gain nothing from it. Because when exposure comes, you don't want to be caught fronting. You want to be able to stand tall and say, yeah, that's me, flaws and all. And it's not just about protecting your image, it's about protecting your peace. Because when you live real, you don't worry about what's coming to light. You sleep easy knowing you ain't play nobody. You ain't lie to keep something you didn't earn. That's real freedom. But understand this too, exposure don't only take people down, it lifts people up. It highlights the ones who've been overlooked. It bring attention to the ones doing right when nobody was looking. It show who really consistent, who really built their foundation solid. The same light that burned the fake, blessed the real. That's the balance of it. So don't fear exposure. Respect it, because it's the great equalizer. It don't lie, it don't play favorites, it just reflect truth. And in a world full of illusions, that's power. The power to reveal, to cleanse, to reset. Because once you get exposed, once the truth come out, you got a choice, either run from it or rise through it. The weak hide, but the real evolve. And when you evolve, exposure don't scare you no more, it becomes your confirmation that you're living right. That's what growth look like. Moving through life, transparent, unafraid, grounded in truth. Because in the end, the ones who hid get forgotten. The ones who stood in truth get remembered. That's the power of exposure. It don't destroy the real, it defines it. We in a different time now, a different frequency. This ain't the era where you can point fingers and play victim no more. It's the era of accountability. The season where life making everybody face their reflection, whether they ready or not. Because for too long, people been running from responsibility, hiding behind excuses, acting like life just happened to them instead of happened through them. But that energy don't fly no more. Not in this climate. Not when the truth's too loud and the lesson's too real. Accountability ain't about blaming yourself. It's about owning yourself. It's about saying, yeah, I made that choice. I lived that lie. I hurt that person. I played myself. It's looking in the mirror and finally saying, it's on me. That's where freedom starts. You can't heal what you want to own. You can't grow while you still blaming everybody else for your pain. At some point, you got to stop talking about what they did and start asking, why did I allow it? Because that's where the power lives, in ownership. This era, exposing everybody that been living off narratives instead of truth. People build whole identities around excuses. I'm like this because of my past. I act this way because of what they did to me. But see, pain might explain you. It don't define you. The moment you start using your story as a shield instead of a lesson, you block your own growth. Accountability ain't comfortable, but it's necessary because it separates the ones who talk change from the ones who become it. You see it everywhere right now. Men, women, friendships, relationships, business. Everybody getting checked. Life setting the record straight. The universe saying, if you keep repeating the same cycle, don't cry about the same result. People starting to see that nobody coming to save them. No savior, no shortcut, no magic fix. You either fix your mindset or stay stuck. It's that simple. And that's what make accountability powerful. It humble you and empower you at the same time. When you finally say, it's on me. You take the control back. You stop waiting on apologies that might never come. You stop needing closure from people that never grew. You stop giving your power to what broke you. You become your own closure. That's growth. That's maturity. That's evolution. But a lot of folks scared of that step because accountability means you got to stop hiding behind your potential and start living it. You got to stop talking about what you could be and start doing what you're supposed to be. It means facing them bad habits you keep excusing. It means letting go of that victim energy that make you feel comfortable in chaos. It means saying, I created some of my own storms and then learning how to walk in the rain without complaining. That's real power, not controlling everything, but taking control of yourself. And I'll be real with you. Accountability ain't glamorous. It don't come with applause. It come with silence, with long nights, with realizations that hurt. It's you losing people who ain't meant to grow with you. It's you taking responsibility for things you could avoid it. But every time you do that, you get stronger. You stop breaking the same way. You start learning faster. You start moving wiser. That's the reward of accountability, peace. When you hold yourself accountable, you start seeing life different. You stop asking, why me? And start asking, what's this teaching me? You stop running from lessons and start listening. You start valuing discipline more than desire. And that shit, that's what separates the real from the lost. The ones still playing victim gonna stay stuck in loops. The ones owning their flaws gonna keep rising, slow but sure. And that's what this whole era about truth, not comfort. You can't evolve while staying the same. You can't claim growth if you're still dodging accountability. Every time you point at somebody else, 3 fingers point back at you. So instead of exposing everybody else's wrongs, start exposing your own patterns. Fix what's inside. That's how you change your world. See, the world respect accountability. They respect honesty. They respect the person who say, yeah, I messed up, but I learned, I grew. I ain't that same person no more. That's real strength. That's what builds character. Anybody can hide behind pride, but it takes heart to admit your part. So yeah, this the accountability era, and you either face it or get left behind by it. Because the truth moving fast now. The energy don't let nobody fake it long. Stand in your truth, own your past, fix your patterns, and build your peace. Because in the end, the only person responsible for your life is the one in the mirror. Energy don't lie. You can fake a smile, fake a post, fake the way you talk, but you can't fake what's radiating out your soul. That's why the real ones always find each other, because real energy move different. It's calm, it's steady, it don't gotta prove nothing. It just is. When you walk in real energy, people feel it before you even speak. They might not understand it, but they respect it. And in a world full of noise, that kind of energy speaks louder than words ever could. We living in times where everything loud, everybody trying to be seen, trying to be heard, trying to go viral. But real energy don't need attention, it attracted naturally. It ain't about numbers or trends. It's about presence, that quiet confidence that comes from knowing who you are and what you stand on. When your energy pure, it carry weight, it shift rooms, it demand respect without ever asking for it. That's power you can't buy, can't fake, can't imitate. See, fake energy always got to do too much. It chase validation, it compete, it compare, it talk big but move small. And after a while, people start seeing through that. You can't sustain something that ain't real. You can act solid for a while, but the cracks gonna show when pressure hit. Real energy though, that's built on truth. It don't fold when life tests it. It adjusts, it learns, it grows, but it never loses its core. That's why real energy is so rare now. Because being real requires peace, and peace comes from alignment, not from clout. You gotta know yourself, love yourself, and accept yourself to walk in that energy. You can't be halfway. You can't preach loyalty and move shady. You can't claim purpose and still chase attention. Real energy is consistency. It's integrity. It's what you do when nobody's looking. People think energy is some mystical thing, but it's simple. It's the vibe you give when you're honest about your intentions. It's how you treat people when there's nothing to gain. It's how you move when life quiet, when nobody congratulating you. That's where your real aura get built. Every action, every word, every thought, it all create energy. And that energy either uplift or drain, attract or repel. When you start protecting your energy, your whole world change. You stop arguing with people that don't get it. You stop explaining your worth. You stop trying to prove yourself to the unready. Because you realize energy don't need permission, it just flow. And when it flow right, the right people show up. The ones who vibrate on that same frequency. the ones who feel peace in your presence, not tension. That's how you know when energy real, it feel easy. It don't force, it don't drain, it build. Real energy make you better without even trying. It inspire you, it grounds you, it push you to grow. That's why you gotta be careful who you let around you. Everybody don't deserve access to your space. Some people come to feed off your light, not to add to it. And if you're not aware, they'll drain you while smiling in your face. You gotta protect your vibe like your life. Depend on it, cause it do. Let you let in your energy field, shape your mindset, your focus, your peace. That's why you can't be around people who gossip, who complain, who always talking about nothing. That's low frequency. It sound harmless, but it kill momentum. Keep your circle filled with people that challenge you, people that speak life, people that remind you of who you are when you forget. That's real wealth, energy wealth. And look, when your energy right, your blessings move smoother. You attract what you align with. If your vibe toxic, you're gonna keep pulling chaos. If your spirit clear, you're gonna pull peace. It's not luck, it's law. Energy attract its match, always. That's why you can't fake it. The universe see what's real. It responds to authenticity, not performance. So stop chasing the appearance of success and start building the energy of it. You can't manifest something you don't embody. You can't ask for peace while living in drama. You can't ask for love while moving in ego. Real energy attract real results. And once you understand that, you stop fighting for validation and start focusing on vibration. In the end, everything fade. Money, fame, looks, status. But energy stay eternal. That's your legacy. People might forget your words, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. So keep your energy pure, your intentions clean, your actions consistent. Don't let this fake world make you question your realness. Because when all the noise quiet down, the only thing that's still gonna stand is energy that was real from the start. Awareness hitting different now. You can feel it in the air. People waking up, not in that cliche social media way, but for real. Folks starting to see what's real and what's been sold to them is real. They questioning what they've been taught, what they've been told to chase, who they've been told to trust. The blind loyalty, the fake idols, the false love, it's all losing power. You can't fool the masses forever. Truth always find a way to rise through the noise, and that's what's happening right now. For a long time, people moved on autopilot, just following the program, work, buy, consume, repeat, believing what the system told them about success, about love, about worth. But pain got a way of opening your eyes. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, every loss, it teach you to see different. It strip away the illusion. That's awareness. It don't come from comfort, it comes from experience. You can't read your way into it. You live your way into it. Now, people starting to see that the game been rigged in more ways than one. Relationships ain't built the same. The world glorified what's empty and everybody running after validation instead of peace. But once awareness hit, you can't unsee it. You start peeping the manipulation in the media, the fakeness and the influences, the toxicity in what we call normal. And at first it make you angry because you realize how long you've been sleepwalking. But then empower you because once you see the truth, you can't be controlled by the lie no more. Awareness don't just change your mind, it changes your energy. You stop entertaining what don't feed your spirit. You stop arguing with people that still living blind. You stop explaining yourself to the unready. You start valuing silence more than noise. You start caring more about peace than attention. That's growth. That's power. That's awareness. And the crazy thing is, awareness makes you lonely at first. So when you wake up, you realize most people still asleep. You talk about elevation, they talk about gossip, you talk about energy, they talk about drama, you talk about purpose, they talk about trend. But you can't unlearn what you know. You just learn to move different. You protect your time, you protect your energy, and you stop lowering your frequency to fit in with people who's still running on autopilot. The rise of awareness is what's shifting the whole world right now. That's why so much chaos happening. It's not destruction, it's detox. The truth gotta break what's false before it can rebuild what's real. You see it everywhere in culture, in gender dynamics, in politics, in relationships. People exposing the systems that kept them quiet. People realizing their worth ain't tied to approval. People starting to move off truth instead of fear. That's evolution in real time. Awareness also make you accountable. You can't keep blaming everybody. Once you understand your own patterns, you start seeing how your choices shaped your life. You stop saying they did me wrong and start saying I let that happen. That's not weakness, that's strength. Because awareness gives you the power to change direction. You start breaking cycles your parents couldn't, healing wounds they ignored, and building habits that feed your peace instead of your pain. That's how generational change really starts, not with talk, but with awareness. Once you become aware, you realize your energy is currency. You see how expensive it is to give it to the wrong people, the wrong places, the wrong habits. You stop spending time trying to convince others to understand your vision. You just work. You just build. You just move. Because awareness teaches you that talk cheap, but focus priceless. The more aware you get, the less you judge. You start understanding that everybody fighting a battle you can't see. Some still trapped in illusions they think are truth. So instead of talking down, you move with compassion, but you don't let sympathy pull you back to sleep. Awareness ain't about thinking you better than others. It's about knowing better, so you move better. And that's what this era demands. People who think for themselves, people who can be bored, can be influenced, can be distracted by surface level success. People who see through the games and still choose peace. Awareness is power because it frees you from fake love, fake success, fake happiness. It make you realize the real flex is peace of mind, purpose, and alignment. The rise of awareness ain't stopping, it's spreading. One conversation, one heartbreak, one realization at a time. The world changing not from the top down, but from the inside out. People waking up to who they are, what they deserve, and what they won't tolerate anymore. That's real freedom. That's real revolution. When your mind wake up, your life follow. And once that happens, you never go back to sleep again.